Hello, Sagittarius. Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot. How are you today? Wherever you are in the world when you're watching this, a huge shout out to you, Sagittarius. I want to look at what's coming up for you in May. This is for people who have Sagittarian Sun, Sagittarian Rising sign, or if your moon is in Sagittarius, this might be resonating with you. If it does, please claim it. If it doesn't, move on. As I said, it is a general reading. You can come back to it as well. It might come up in your feed at the very time you need to hear these messages. Let's see what we have for you this month, Sagittarius. Okay, so I'm using my Revealing Light Oracle, which is my own deck, and I'm also going to be using the Mystical Moments Tarot. So let's have a look at what's coming up for Sagittarius. I see the star here. The star is very much about, it's about hope, but more importantly, it's about intention. It's about setting your intentions, about where you want to be, what you want to do, what are your goals, what's important to you. I am getting a sense of prioritizing. So deciding what it is you actually want and making, you actually have to do those action steps as well. Intention makes the sailing to the shore that you want to get to much easier. It kind of brings in that universal energy to help you along the way. But you must take some action, I think, about really fulfilling your own wants and your own needs and your own dreams, and not letting anything get in the way of that. So that could even be you've taken on too much, you need to trim back a bit. But I'm seeing the Star card for you, the Star card. All right, so let's have a look at Sagittarius for May, please. Sagittarius for May. Yeah, it's a guiding light. You might feel that you're being divinely guided. Relationships, the sum of us. And this is Venus energy. So Venus is love. And we learn about ourselves through relating or relationships with others. It's what is then reflected back to us. We can learn from others. It's not the only way we learn, but it's an important way we learn. Now, the sum of us, this means that we are as much part of the whole as we are individuals. So I think the message I'm getting here is that others are not so different from us. We all can have commonality in the problems that we face, the challenges. So if you don't understand somebody, or if you don't understand why somebody's doing that, you only need to look at your own insecurities to get a little bit of an idea. And sometimes we have to give ourselves permission to do that, to put ourselves in someone else's shoes. Otherwise, we don't do it. But the accent here is on relationships. You could find also, given I saw that star card, that everybody suddenly wants to be around you in May. It's very much a month of relationships. Relationships are featured. Partnerships as well, that's interesting. Cancerian energy with this one, and associated with the heart chakra, giving and receiving, and there is strength in unity. So there's a pretty strong message here, Sagittarius, for you in May, that it is about relationships. And I'm seeing also the number 11, which is the gateway card. This is Jupiter energy, as we know. I think it's in May. I think about mid-month, Jupiter moves into Pisces for a little while before I think it comes back into Aquarius. But this gateway card, it's Spirit's calling card, to show you that Spirit is never far away. Look for the magic, especially in adversity. But with Jupiter energy there, what I'm feeling is that where you will find the spark of divine in May is in other people. So it's a huge, big month for Sagittarians when it comes to their relationships. Love is, oh, how beautiful. Again, Venus energy and a Cancerian energy as well. Spirit is sending someone a big message of love, I feel, coming through these cards at the moment. Always hopeful, infinite and divine, and worth the climb. It's like your faith is restored in relationships in May. Look out for that, Sagittarius. They are strong cards. All right, let's move to the Mystical Moments Tarot. It's a new deck that I got today. I'm quite liking using it. Let's see what the Mystical Moments has to bring forward for Sagittarius in May. Show me Sagittarius in May. Sagittarius in May. What's coming up? Issues, opportunities, challenges, messages. Okay, yeah, I'm seeing the Lovers card. So close relationships are accentuated for Sagittarians in May. What's coming up for Sagittarians in May? So we've got the King of Cups, that water energy. Of course, one thing that, you know, if we were on an island and we only had ourselves to contend with, you know, life might, and we had everything we needed, of course, life might be reasonably smooth until we got lonely. We certainly wouldn't have to put up with our annoying, you know, whoever, our annoying neighbour or our annoying work colleague or, you know, our cousin that pushes all our buttons and triggers us. The King of Cups is, we rise above that. We rise right above that. And you can see this king is holding the ship and there are whales here in a stormy sea. There is a wonderful emotional maturity coming forward and people will sense that in you this month, Sagittarius. We have the Four of Pentacles. I guess, you know, when we're open to seeing out where our Achilles heels are, and we acknowledge that and go, that's okay. I don't mind at all. You know, Achilles, as you know, he was shot in the heel. That was his vulnerability. Don't worry too much. I don't think you are worrying too much. I think that you are overcoming with this King of Wands insecurities that may have dogged you in the past. That's good, Sagittarius. And you'll tell everybody about that too because you share things. Five of Cups, yeah. You know, this can be dwelling. Again, it's interesting that the developer of this card decided to place someone in water. And this is around, you know, loss and not dwelling on loss as well. And also seeing that you may have lost 3, but there are 2 remaining. So what you may have lost in the past, you're seeing the gains. You're not seeing the losses this month, and it is in relation to personal relationships. Justice, balance coming through. Truth, balance, it's coming through your relationships this month. That's a karmic card. For some Sagittarians, I feel a huge karmic cycle, and I think I mentioned this in last month's reading. A huge karmic cycle has come or is coming to a close, and you've brought that to a close through this King of Cups energy, this emotional maturity. There's been real growth here for you, Sagittarius, and as a result, justice has been attained, or that karmic cycle is now closing. 2 of Pentacles. Yeah, you know, you've got to be careful, Sagittarius, and, you know, I feel this strongly as well. You've got to be careful you don't try and take on too much. It is a theme that is coming through a lot of readings that, you know, this self-care, self-nurturing leads to self-worth. You know, you've got to be careful that you just don't fray around the edges. There could also be a sense of juggling for some, financial juggling. And again, you know, what don't you need to spend? How can you save money? You know, do you need to work, you know, these long hours instead of running along at 200%? Can you dial it back to 150%? Yeah, there's a maturity here that I feel you're bringing to relationships and to your life generally. And it's all a real no-nonsense attitude as well. This King of Swords uses logic. He uses the truth. He doesn't try and pretend. He doesn't, run round the edges of what needs to be said. He or she says it and knows exactly what to say. So again, 2 kings now that you've pulled in the Justice card. Make that a 3. 3 kings, King of Wands. The reason why relationships or people are flocking to you is because they see this wisdom that the King of Swords brings through, and sees this emotional maturity that the King of Cups brings forward. And as a result, you could be tapped in some way, like Leo, because of this gaining of maturity. It's not easy growing up, is it? We kind of resist the lessons. We kind of sit back in that victimhood status for a while, and we kind of think that people owe us, and we do everything except the self, looking at the self and taking self-responsibility. You did that sometime in the past. You did it. You were forced to do it. You did it. Your street's ahead because you've done that. The 8 of Swords, breaking out of restriction, and that's again the prize that this maturity brings forward. The cage is opened. The bars are of your own making, and you are free. And that's what Sagittarians need. They need to spread their wings, and they need to fly. And that's exactly what you're going to be doing in May. A couple more. So we've got the King of Wands, and we've also got the King of Wands. So there are 2 kings in this deck: the male and the female counterpart. This could be your partner and yourself, but I'm getting the feeling this is more balancing the feminine and the masculine, and doing it so well that you achieve, as I said, this, and I'm just seeing things flying around, orbs, and they've been around a lot today. It's probably the full moon energy. The full moon, as I said, is in Scorpio on the 26th, 27th. You'll probably be watching this after, but the full moon energy sticks around for about 2 weeks. It's in Scorpio. Scorpio rules the 8th house. That's very of death and rebirth, transformation, understanding things at a very deep level. And I feel that's the kind of energy here with you, Sagittarius. It's balancing out that divine feminine and masculine within yourself, reconciling when the strength in the divine feminine, or the strength in the feminine, and the strength in the masculine. So I see a reconciliation of that within you. So there's something here that it's a breakthrough, and therefore you end that karmic cycle that you might have been stuck in. Let's see what's at the base of the pack. Yeah, we've got the moon. I was just talking about the Scorpio full moon. And we've got the Knight of Cups. This can be, as much as this brings forward an offer, can even be romance. It's that love, very much a strong Venus type of energy here. As much as this brings this through, it can also be about you feeling like you're the Knight of Cups as well, and of course that attracting others to you. The King of Pentacles. I think you've pulled all the kings now, and the female King of Wands in this deck as well. You're doing pretty well. So this message that I get around the getting of wisdom, you attaining a wisdom of something in your life, figuring something out, evolving, embracing change, will actually not just set you free, but it will bring others to you. So it's all about relationships for you, relating to others. In May, Sagittarius. Let's pull a oracle page for you, the way by Peter Dean, the Your Celtic Oracle. The way this works is I ask and I just pick at random a page for you, and you'll get a particular symbol that's relevant, that carries a relevant message for you for the month of May. Show me the symbol for Sagittarius and the message. Okay, so you've got fivefold. These are all interconnecting circles. The original meaning of fivefold, the outer circles represent the 4 elements: earth, fire, water and air. The circle in the middle unites them and thus creates a universal balance. Excellent for meditations, by the way. So you're getting this balance. Something is balancing here. You're uniting all of those elements. So earth, fire, water, the emotions, air, the thoughts, communications, fire, your passion, your inspiration, and earth, grounding, self-confidence, self-knowledge. Okay, your fivefold oracle. Don't let yourself be thrown around by other people's opinions and machinations. Most of them think only of themselves and don't care whether they hurt you or not. Well, some of them, not all of them, but mostly people are pretty much thinking about the self until something comes along that forces them to think about others. Though there are others that do think always about other people to the detriment of themselves. Listen more to your own devices. It doesn't matter if anyone agrees with you. Yes, hallelujah, it doesn't matter. In the long run, you will be proven right. That's interesting. You have a great ability to foresee what will be coming your way. This is this wisdom that I was talking about, but use it only in a relaxed way. As soon as you stress, you counteract your potential. So there could be some inner knowing for you in May. Again, people coming to you seeking guidance with that King and 2 Kings of Wands, and seeking guidance and assistance from you. And they'll do that because they can feel and sense your confidence, Sagittarius. It wasn't easily won, was it? It was hard won. So, well done, Sagittarius. I'll be back to see what is going to cross our paths in June in next month's Tarot Scopes. Thank you for tuning in.